Here we are in our final day of the Novena. Tomorrow is the big day we celebrate the Immaculate Conception, normally on the 8th, but because it fell on a Sunday, it's moved to the 9th, as is the day of obligation, by the way, too. So tomorrow, make sure you get to Mass in order to celebrate this great solemnity. Now, one of the things I wanted to just maybe kind of wrap up these thoughts with was a concept or maybe a consideration that I mentioned once or twice here in these reflections, and that is about the beauty of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And as you know, she would have been an amazingly beautiful woman, just even physically, not in any kind of like a sensual way, but just in like the purity of her eyes. Just would have been something like, if God is going to create his own mother, is going to make the most wonderful, amazing person. Now, but the real beauty though goes way deeper than that, as you know, like that there's, as we meet different individuals and spend time there, we can see a beauty of their soul, which even outshines any other aesthetic or physical beauty. Now, I want to connect this with something that I was reading from a talk that Cardinal Ratzinger gave, Pope Benedict, but before he was Pope. And he was speaking to this group in Rimini, Italy. This is back in 2002. And he was speaking about, citing some other authors, about how beauty wounds us. That as we're approach something, this kind of moral beauty, this kind of depth of soul kind of beauty, the beauty of God, the beauty of creation, we're all struck by it. And here the emphasis on struck, that it pierces us in a way, and it like gets inside us, and we're confronted with something greater than what we are, yet we're called to be something more. And that the fact that we're not that yet is maybe that's where the wound is. And as we look at the Blessed Virgin Mary in all of her glory and wonder, as she would have walked here among us, and especially now that she's in the glory of heaven as Queen of Heaven, her beauty is something that strikes us and calls us forward. Like, okay, I can't be around you if I'm like this. But I want to, and I'm drawn to. And there's this wounding that we feel. Pay attention to that as you experience it, as you maybe spend time with an individual or see the witness and testimony, either in reading about it or an actual person where you just realize, you perceive that there's this depth of their experience of God and their closeness to God that you're drawn to, yet you know you don't experience it yet. That is a certain wounding, a certain piercing. Beauty calls us forward. Dostoevsky wrote about like beauty will save the world. And I think that's the way to think about it. And that way, not just aesthetic beauty of a beautiful painting. For example, we got Mary, Jesus, and that's St. John the Baptist off to the side. Today is the day he shows up in the gospel. But anyways, so I want to thank you all for accompanying each other on this, and me as well on this journey. I have been praying for all of you and your intentions. If you've got something that's a grace that you've received or anything you want to share, go ahead and put it in the chat and I wish all of you the most blessed second Sunday in Advent, and as well tomorrow a celebration of the Immaculate Conception.